Good morning. Myself, K. Ravi Kumar, Associate Professor, Department of Pharmaceutical Chemistry, School of Pharmacy, Nalla Narasimha Reddy Education Society, Group of Institutions. So today I'm going to explain you about qualitative test for phenols. The main objectives of today's class: at the end of the class, students able to explain various qualitative tests for phenols. They will be able to explain the principle involved in the test for phenols and able to perform the test for phenols. Coming to the qualitative test, we know that phenol is an hydroxy group on aromatic ring. So it is an aromatic hydroxy group. Hydroxy group directly attached to the aromatic ring, or sometimes some derivatives of aromatic compounds such as cresol, resorcinol, pyrrolidol. They're all called as phenols. They are weak acids. They're weak acids than carboxylic acids. They're strong acids, more far acids than alcohols and water. Phenols undergoes substitution reactions. One of the most versatile compound in industry is phenol. So it is very important for us to identify the qualitative test for phenols. There are six number of qualitative tests for phenols. One is litmus test, perchloride test, Lieberman nitrosoup test, bromine water test, Tallinn dye test, azo dye test, or azo coupling test. We'll see one by one. Litmus test. It is very common test which is used to identify acidic or basic solutions. The litmus paper is used to test whether the given solution is acid or base. If at all it is a base, always red litmus paper turn to blue, while blue litmus remains same. There is no change in the blue litmus paper for base. Only red litmus paper turns to blue. Whereas for acid, a blue litmus paper turns to red. Whenever a blue litmus paper is added with an acid, drop an acid on the blue litmus paper, it turns red. If you drop an acid on a red litmus paper, it remains same, unchanged. So the point here is, base will turn a red litmus paper to blue, acid will turn blue litmus paper to red. So if at all any compound, unknown compound is turning blue litmus paper to red, that may be considered an acid. So phenols, when you drop a phenol on a blue litmus paper, it is turning red. It is similarly acting as carboxylic acid. Even carboxylic acid is turning to red. That indicates that phenols are acidic in nature. You can see here, phenols is turning the blue litmus paper into red. So the point is, phenols are acidic in nature. It is turning blue litmus paper to red. Next test is perchloride test. Whenever an aqueous solution of phenols react with a freshly prepared neutral solution of perchloride, it gives a colored complex. It gives a colored complex such as, it may be a blue color, a red color, green color, or purple color. Whenever phenols are reacting with perchloride solution, which is neutralized, it forms a complex called as hexaphenoxyferrate, which maybe varies from violet color, blue color, green color, or purple color with the release of HCl and protons. The complex which is formed varies from phenols to phenols, different phenols. If it is phenol, resorcinol, orthocresol, or paracresol, the coloration of the complex may be violet or blue color. If it is catechol, catechol is a benzene ring with two hydroxy groups ortho to each other. It gives a green coloration. Hydroquinone, the hydroxy groups are para to each other. It gives violet or transient blue color. Pyrogolol, which is a phenol which contains three hydroxy group at 1 and 2 and 3 positions, it gives blue, then rapidly change to red. The point here, ferric chloride test is a very simple test. When you are taking a solution of phenol, adding with a neutralized ferric chloride solution, it gives a complex color solution that indicates presence of phenol. But sometimes phenols react in different way. Whenever phenols are reacting with mild oxidizing agents such as ferric chloride, sometimes a resonance stabilized phenoxyl radical is formed. The ferric ion will take one electron from this phenol, lone pair of electron, and form ferrous ion. The one free radical, phenoxyl free radical, will undergo resonance stabilized free radical that will try to go into the ring. So this one electron from this bond and one electron which is there on the oxygen will form a double bond. One electron left will go to the next carbon. The next carbon bearing electron will try to form the bond with another carbon so that this para carbon gets one electron. So it is a resonance stabilized phenoxy radical formed which undergoes rapidly dimerization. So orthophenol radical, phenoxy radical and orthophenoxy radical, they both combine to form ortho derivative. If it is ortho and para, it forms a complex dimerization form. Coupling takes place to form ortho-para coupling, sometimes para and para coupling. The colors, it forms again a red color or a violet color solution that indicates phenols are present. Next test is Lieberman's nitroso test. Nitroso indicates the formation of nitroso group. So whenever phenols react with sulfuric acid and sodium nitrite solution, forms a yellow color quinone monoxime complex. Quinone monoxime complex, it is an isomer of quinol oxime. Here quinol oxime will undergo delocalization. The bond will form a quinone here, delocalization takes place and oxime NO becomes NOH, oxime is formed. So quinone oxime is formed. With excess of sulfuric acid, a deep blue indole phenol complex is formed. The formation of deep blue indophenol complex indicates the presence of phenol. So here exactly what happens. Phenol, when it is treated with sodium nitrate in excess of water, it gives red color, formation of indophenol red. When you are adding excess of NaOH, it gives blue coloration. Formation of blue coloration indicates that presence of Lieberman phenols. It is Lieberman nitroso test. Why it is nitroso? Because we are getting a nitroso group. So phenol, when it is treated with NaOH in the presence of dilute H2SO4, you get quinone oxime or nitroso group, phenol nitroso group. Phenol nitroso group, paraphenol nitroso group, when it is treated with H2SO4, this H2SO4 try to donate the proton to this oxime so that it forms OH2. We know that OH2 is a living group. Whenever you are diluting this, and in the presence of phenol, the phenol will try to attack this electropositive nitrogen to form a indophenol. Red color solution is formed. The red color solution, when it is treated with alkali NaOH, it forms blue color indophenol. Formation of blue color indophenol indicates the presence of phenol. So this Lieberman nitroso test is applicable for only such phenols which contain free para position, because para position needs to be attached to the electropositive carbon, nitrogen. So this test is given by phenols which contain a para position, free para position. If at all para position is occupied, this test is not produced. So this is Lieberman's nitroso test. Next test is bromine water test. Phenols undergoes electrophilic substitution reaction. Electrophilic substitution reaction is a characteristic reaction of phenols or benzene derivatives. When this phenols is reacting with the bromine water in the aqueous solution, bromine water is added to the aqueous solution of phenols. It gives brown color of bromine. The brown color of bromine disappears slowly. See, your first test tube you got brown color, but when you are adding bromine solution, it is turning white, then completely turned white. This whiteness is because of tribromophenol. So phenol, when it is treated with the bromine water, bromine undergoes substitution reaction in the ortho position and para position to form tribromophenol, which is a white color precipitate. So formation of white color precipitate indicates the presence of phenol. Next one, phthalate dye test. Phenols on heating with phthalic anhydride, in the presence of sulfuric acid, which is a dehydrating agent, it produces a colorless phenolphthalein. Colorless phenolphthalein is formed when colorless phenolphthalein is treated with an alkali. It gives pink color. The formation of pink color indicates the presence of phenol. Formation of pink color indicates the presence of phenol. On excess of adding NaOH, it turns again to colorless. This interchange of colorless to pink, pink and to colorless indicates the presence of phenol. Here what happens? We know that hydroxy group is a donating group. It increases electron cloud on the para position. The para position will try to attack the electropositive center on the phthalic anhydride. What is the phthalic anhydride? This carbonyl group is the electropositive center. So the phenol attacks on this carbonyl center and it forms a 5-member ring containing a molecule, that is phenolphthalein. When you are treating this NaOH solution, the bond breaks here. The bond breaks here. And it forms pink color. Once you are adding excess of NaOH, it gives phenolphthalein solution, colorless solution. So formation of colorless solution, pink to colorless, indicates the presence of phenol. So phthalate test, different phenols gives different colors. Phenols gives reddish pink color. Cresol, orthocresol gives red color solution. Metacresol gives a blue or violet color solution. Alpha naphthol or 1-naphthol gives green color. 2-naphthol or beta-naphthol gives faint green color. Resorcinol gives yellow-green fluorescence. Hydroquinone gives purple color. So different phenols gives different coloration. But commonly, phenols gives reddish pink color. Final test, azote dye test. It is a common reaction where phenols react with benzene diazonium chloride. Benzene diazonium chloride is a reactive species which contain benzene and diazo group and chlorine. How this benzene diazonium chloride is synthesized? When primary amines react with sodium nitrite in the presence of HCl at 0 to 5 degrees centigrade, you get a benzene diazonium salt. When freshly prepared benzene diazonium salt reacts with phenol, it gives an yellow color precipitate, that is solvent yellow 7. It is an orange dye, yellow orange azure dye. What do you mean by azure? That is N double bond N containing molecules are called azure, which are dyes coloring compounds. So this is base catalyzed reaction where HCl is lost. So here, if you take benzene diazonium salt reacts with phenol, we know that phenol is a lone pair of electron. Phenol is a electron donating group. It tries to donate electrons to the aromatic nucleus. Then undergoes the resonance. So the negative charge which is there will try to attack the positive charge of diazonium salt. What is positive charge? Here, nitrogen is a positive charge. Diazo group is a positive charge. When this negative charge attacks this nitrogen, the triple bond, pi bond shifts to the next nitrogen and form a stable molecule. But here, there is a disturbance in aromaticity. The chloride anion will try to pull the proton and aromaticity is regained and form azure derivative with the loss of HCl. So formation of yellow color indicates that it is a phenol. So summary, we have seen various tests: litmus test, ferric chloride test, Lieberman nitrosoup test, bromine water test, phthalate dye test, and azure dye test. So litmus paper, we know that phenol turns blue color to red. Ferric chloride gives violet color or blue color, indicates the presence of phenol. Lieberman test, a deep blue colorized solution indicates the presence of phenol. Bromine water test, a white precipitate is formed, presence of phenol. Phthalate test, pink color is formed, indicates the presence of phenol. And azure dye test, yellow color precipitate shows the presence of phenol. So these are the qualitative tests for phenols, which are easy to perform. And the reference used organic chemistry by Arun Bal and Ball, organic chemistry by Morrison Boyd, organic chemistry by I.L. Finor, and some websites where I have taken the content from BYJU'S and some other internet source. Thank you.